Okay, I think this is episode 12. If this isn't episode 12, then I derped up and the proper name of the episode is going to be in the title. But hey guys, what's up? It's iPhone here. Welcome to episode 12 maybe of Warframe Beginner's Guides 2.5. And today I'm actually playing on my main account. And the reason I'm playing on my main account is simply because if you've got to this point in the guide, you're basically you're really in depth in the game and you're probably gonna get really good stuff, if you know what I mean. So today we're gonna be getting really good stuff because that's gonna be the main focus of this episode instead of just completing the Saturn junction and doing all that good stuff. So you want to come into your clan's dojo if you're in my dank-ass clan here with all the dank-ass logos here. Basically what you want to be doing is you want to be looking for I'm pretty sure it's called the solar research or the solar real research room, something like that. We're gonna go up here. So if you're in my clan, just spawn in the main room, head straight forward, and head to the right. So in this room over here, this is the solar real research room. I think that's what it's called. Solar research something, but it's got trees and a bunch of consoles up here. And basically what we're going to be looking for today is these things right here. So these dragon keys. So what you're going to want to do is buy all 4 of these blueprints. If you haven't got these researched yet, I suggest joining a clan which has got these researched. But, you can do this all yourself if you want. Start your own clan and do your own thing. But for easy access to these, just join a clan. My clan's open. I've posted a video not that long ago on how to go ahead and join that there. There's going to be an annotation on the screen or a card up in the top right. If you guys want to click that there, it'll take you to that video and show you how to join the clan. But basically what you're able to do is buy these here, and then you're going to be able to craft these keys, and these keys are going to unlock a vault. Now I'm going to be sort of explaining things more fast paced now, because saying that you guys have been watching these guides for a pretty long time, you're probably going to understand what I'm talking about. So these keys unlock a certain vault, which is found in a place known as the orokin derelict. And if you go back to your junctions menu, which we're going to go ahead and head to now, this junction menu has, or your requirements to complete the junction asks you to craft a orokin derelict key. So if we go ahead and head back to Saturn over here, when we hover over the junction, it says craft a derelict key. Now, to craft a derelict key, what you want to do is you want to head over here, and then you want to type in the search bar orokin derelict, and then look for exterminate. So orokin derelict exterminate blueprint, and you want to buy this blueprint and then go ahead and craft those keys down here in the foundry. So just hit this little key tab over here, and then you want to go ahead, scroll down, start building your key. I have 5 of them. You want to build it. It takes a minute. So once you have that, basically what you can do, you can head up to your navigation, and then you want to zoom out a bit, and then you'll see this new node unlocked known as the derelict. You want to click on that, and what you can do is use that key on an orokin derelict exterminate. So orokin derelict exterminate is basically a void tile set. So this here little node over here, so the void, where you're pretty golden place, but it's all it's all messed up. It's basically a ship. It's messed up inside. There's a bunch of infested, so you're going to be modding for corrosive and fire damage. But in here is secret orokin vault, which is going to grant you what is known as a corrupted mod. Now, if you guys refer back to the little Excel sheet that I gave you guys back in a previous episode, you'll know that there was some mods on there which required you to actually head into this corrupted vault. And mods like narrow-minded, I hate Ordis. Why'd I have him unmuted? This is because I played the War of Inquest and I'm on my main account. But yeah, so basically, oh my god, he's talking again. Ordis, shut up. There we go. Now I've lost where I was. Great. This is great. But basically, there's mods like narrow-minded, fleeting expertise, etc. I can show you the mods in my modding section down here because, well, we're on my main account now. So we can let's go ahead and look for some of the mods that I may be talking about in this video, which we're going to need to get. Hopefully I can show you guys all of them so you guys can just refer to this video instead of going back and looking for the spreadsheet, because I forget which episodes are in as much as you guys do, because I've been making these pretty much weekly now. So we have Blind Reg, we have, oh my god, there's so many to get, guys. So Blind Reg, Fleeting Expertise, Overextended is another one, Transient Fortitude, Overextended is right there. Narrow-minded. There's a lot of stuff that you can get in here, but those are some notable mods. So yeah, we're basically just going to be going into this vault and getting these really badass mods. So what you can kind of start doing is looking up like builds online for particular warframes and stuff. So let's say, for example, Nova. Nova is the frame that I said is pretty overpowered in terms of going for the game. So this is going to be turning into like a kind of a longer episode, guys. Well, maybe it depends, but I'm going to be explaining more basically. So this is like my finalized Nova build right here. I'm yet to explain Forma simply because we haven't had the need to use it yet. But, this is where you're going to basically be using all these like really high ranking mods and forming your frame, basically prestiging your frame so you can equip more mods on them, because, a mod like Narrow-Minded, it takes like a lot of mod space. So it takes about 16 mod space, like if you don't match the polarity on it. So if you understand how modding works, which you should do if you've been watching the previous episodes, you guys will kind of understand the layout here. This is a Warframe build. And basically what we're doing is we're minimizing and maximizing the frame strengths and weaknesses. So if you take a look over here, we see we have 4 different stats, and there's power duration, power efficiency, power range, and power strength. Now, if you go ahead and head out of this again and then take a look at your frame's abilities by clicking this tab, you can see the positive and negative benefits of how you build your frame. So, Nova's main ability, at least in my opinion and in a lot of people's opinions, is Molecular Prime, or otherwise known as M Prime. And this ability basically expands over time, so you need more duration on your frame, and will slow enemies based on the amount of power strength that you have on. So to basically experiment with that, what you could do is you could unequip or re-equip a power strength mod or a power duration mod and see how these effects are affected in terms of how good they are. So we see that we have almost a 70-second duration on our M Prime. We have a 75% slow on the enemies. We have a pretty decent power range, even though it doesn't really take power range that much into account apart from the explosion radius. Whenever you're making the enemies blow up with this, you have the explosion damage and all this other good stuff. So basically, you're just minimizing and maximizing what the frame is good at and what abilities it has and all this stuff. So if I were to go through and explain this build, so we have Intensify, and what other mods I have? Intensify and Power Drift will get us 145% power strength, and then that's going to give us our 75% slow on M Prime. Now, M Prime caps out at a 75% slow, because if you could go up to a 100% slow, the enemies basically wouldn't be able to move, right? So they have to put a cap on that. So using Intensify and Power Drift is a mod that you're not going to have yet because it's deeper into the game after a certain quest. But just know that the 15% power strength which Power Drift gives and the 30% power strength that Intensify gives is enough to reach the cap on Nova's M Prime. Next up, we have our efficiency, which is the amount of energy that it takes to cost a particular ability on a frame. So if we were to combine Fleeting Expertise and Streamline with one another, these are both 1 from the top, simply because if you max these mods out, you're going to get diminishing returns, right? So there's no real point on having to like -1 extra mod slot for a 5% increase on Streamline and on Fleeting Expertise, simply because your efficiency also caps out at 75%, right? So you have your 50% on your Fleeting Expertise, and you have your 25% on your Streamline. 50 plus 25 is 75, so there you go. Also, if you were to put another rank into Fleeting Expertise, you'd also lose a 10% power duration. So you see these mods that we're going to be getting also have negative stats, so it's really crucial to keep those in mind whenever you're modding for your Warframe. Next up, we have Narrow-Minded to basically make our M Prime ability expand for as long as possible, hence the 70-second duration, which we actually do have. Combine that with Prime Continuity, which you guys probably won't have until I tell you guys what the Void Trader is, or Barokatir. He may have that in stock on occasion, and you want to definitely pick that up if you ever see it. Power duration plus 55%, or you can use a regular continuity, which will give you 30% power duration, which you can get from playing spy missions. So yeah, you combine these two together, but you're going to take a hit to your power range, but that's okay, simply because Nova isn't a power range heavy Warframe, if you get what I mean. You throw on your Vitality mod for your defense, because, you know, no one likes getting one-shotted in this game, and then you throw on Prime Flow for more energy, so, you know, or regular flow, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't give you, well, it does give you a bigger increase on the amount of energy you can have, or the amount of duration that your abilities last for, depending on which mod you're talking about here. But it's not going to make or break your build, if you get what I mean. So you don't necessarily need to have the prime variant of these mods to, you know, make this build. And then we have our aura mod, which I have crucible projection. You can get aura mods simply by, you know, looking out for them on alerts. Notable aura mods would be mods such as energy siphon, infested impedance, physique, rejuvenation. Did I say crucible projection already? Crucible projection, energy siphon, just basically these ones that I hover over, blah, 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 you know? So, yeah, go for those, and that's pretty awesome. And then you basically have a full build. And now, if you take a look up beside my Warframe's name up here, and 30 upgrades, if you get what I mean, so just this thing up here, the title, you'll see this little number 4, or the 4 of the star. Basically what that means is I have formatted this Warframe 4 times. You see how if you compare your Nova's modding section to my Nova's modding section, I have more shapes on like the top of my modding section, if you get what I mean. So we head over to config C, which I actually have. Okay, maybe I'm bugged a little bit, but I'll basically continue explaining here. But if you're the, oh, okay, never mind. Okay, that was a weird flag there. But, so you guys can see we have 2V polarities here, 1 dash polarity over here, 2D polarities here, and another dash over here, and we have a dash in the aura. If you compare your Nova's modding section to my Nova's modding section, you'll notice that I have a lot more, and that's because I have made use of a resource known as Forma, which you can get from playing your Void Relics. So if you go ahead and head down to Actions, if you've already built a Forma, which I doubt you have because I haven't explained it yet, you can use this Forma to reset your Warframe back to level 1, and then you get to add a polarity into this modding section. So if I were to basically purchase Forma now, let's go ahead and just, you know, buy one for the sake of demonstration, I could click on one of these mod spaces and then assign a different polarity to it, and then once I hit apply, it would reset my Warframe's level, and then you'd have to level it all the way back up to level 30 again, and I would permanently keep that extra polarity on my frame. And this is beneficial simply because if you match the shape with whatever it may be, whenever you're modding, it's going to have to cost off that said mod. And you guys should already have a basic understanding of how that works, so I don't really know why I explained that. But still, you know, it's easier to break down if I just explain it completely, I guess. So that is basically how you mod a Warframe and why these mods are pretty much essential. Not really too sure why I went through the whole process of modding again. But yeah, we're basically just going to be min-maxing in this episode, and I'm going to show you guys the complete process of running a what we call them void runs, but for the sake of like being theoretical, I guess we would just call them orokin derelict exterminates or orokin derelict. But whenever you're like asking in recruiting chat to do something like this, you want to be asking to do a vault run. So if we go, like, I'm gonna go ahead and head into my clan chat and say, yo, does anyone wanna do a vault run? Question mark. And people will instantly know what I'm talking about simply because I refer to it as a vault run. So yeah, so hopefully someone responds. If not, then I'm gonna have to edit this video and do our stuff. But before you head into a vault run, what you want to do is, you remember those keys that we were talking about? So if you go here, these ones that you got from the clan, so you want to go ahead and build one of each of these. And basically what these things do is, I'm going to go ahead and invite this guy. Nope, I have to go make a session first. Let's go ahead and do that. Invite, nope, not friends only, invite only. Go ahead, do this. Now we're going to have to wait for that guy to join. But basically, all of those keys that you craft are going to have a negative effect on you or your Warframe whenever you equip it in your gear slot. So you guys remember how we equip codex scanners. Go ahead into your gear, click on an empty slot, and then equip one of these keys. So for the sake of this one, this is probably easiest to understand. I'm going to equip the Bleeding Dragon key. And basically what the Bleeding Dragon key does to me is it's going to give like a negative effect to my maximum health because you're bleeding, you're losing out in health. You're not going to be bleeding over time, you're just not going to have as much maximum health as you would like to have, if you get what I mean. You cannot equip multiple of these dragon keys, if you get what I mean. Another guy typed in chat, I was wondering, nope, okay, he doesn't want to join. But yeah, so basically it's going to have a negative effect on you, and you're going to have to cope with that, but you have to have this key to open up the vault to get the rare mod. Otherwise, you're just going to be like running through this mission, and it's going to be pretty much just like a regular like exterminate mission, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and recruit people for this mission, and then yeah, we'll do more of that. Alright guys, welcome back. I actually got a squad of 3 people. So we got Mr. Houdini, who's level or master rank 15. We got Pretenderus, who's actually a admin in my clan. He's master rank 14, and we got the Virus VDG, who's master rank 13. So you guys can see, if you like open up your screen right here, which keys each player has equipped. So I have the Bleeding Dragon key. This guy has the Decaying Dragon key. Pretendus has Hobbled, and then Virus has Extinguished. Now each of these have their own negative effect, so you know it's kind of just whatever. So Hobbled will slow them down, Extinguished, I think one will make you do less damage, and then the other one, yeah, so Decaying I think does less damage, and then Extinguished makes your shields go down, something of the sort. Don't quote me on like which one does which, because honestly it's been a long time since I've done a vault run. But basically all we're going to be doing now is going in here and then looking for the orokin derelict vault. So you want to go ahead and go to the derelict and then use your orokin derelict exterminate key. Now any member in the party can host this for you, so you don't necessarily have to have one of these keys, but you need to craft one anyway to progress with your next junction, which is the Saturn junction, of course. So once you have that done, you want to be farming the crap out of this actual, like, game mode, I guess. So what we're going to be doing is it's a basic exterminate mission, very simple. You go in, you kill all the enemies, but also do not extract until you find the orokin vault, because if you don't find the orokin vault, then you're not going to get this mod. Now, I'm going to be playing as Nova. Nova is pretty good frame for this, simply because you can slow all the enemies down, and as you actually get these mods, you know, it's going to be a lot easier. So just use your taunt core, guys. Remember to be modding for, you know, corrosive damage and heat damage, if applicable, if you have them. Some Grenier will spawn in here as well. If you see the Grenier, it pretty much means you're very close to the vault already anyway. So, you know, it's a very cool tile set, at least in my opinion, in terms of gameplay. Like, you can just jump around, do your own thing. Just, you know, one-shot the enemies. So because I have the bleeding key on, you see my health is extremely low. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my life steal, or life strike. So, yeah, to keep myself alive. But if you die here, it doesn't really matter, because people, you know, you have your friends, they'll be able to pick you up and do all your stuff. Like, you know, I die. But yeah, I'm also using the twin Gricatus, guys. Now, these are some insane dual-wield secondary weapons, which you should be able to pick up if you go ahead and craft 2 Gricatus. And then go ahead and build them, so, you know, you can get it pretty early as well. So, all we're doing is looking for a vault. So, if someone's actually waypointed it, which means they found it, you can waypoint by pressing the G key. So, I'm just going to remove mine. And we're going to head over to waypoint 3. Someone find it, Virus find it. Sweet. That's awesome. And then what's going to happen is it's going to ask for a key. So, you can go ahead over here and see it. So this is the vault over here. So you go up to it and it'll say unlock using the extinguished dragon key. So the player with the extinguished key, being Virus, is going to have to open it up. And yeah, he's going to pick up the thing that is inside. And then everybody in the squad is going to get the thing that's inside, implying the people move. He opens it up. And then there's this little glowing ball. So that player's going to open it up. Or pick it up, sorry. If he wants to pick it up. And then basically what that's going to do is it's going to give him 2 negative effects. So he's going to get the original negative effect of his original dragon key, and then an additional one as well. So that player, you know, he kind of has pretty shitty stats right now, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Then basically what's going to happen from this point onwards is corrupted enemies are going to spawn in here. So those are the guys that you see in the void. So you're getting a corrupted mod, and you're also fighting corrupted enemies, if you know what I mean. So, after all the infested die, obviously, but for some reason they're still all alive. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my OP Nova skills to clear them all out. But, you know, that's pretty much all you have to do to get these really insane mods, which will basically, well, I'm not gonna say do nothing but benefit you, but if you use them right, they're gonna do nothing but benefit you. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm just gonna swap to my Twin Gracatus now and kind of just kill everything. But other than that, you should basically be able to progress on this game. You can also sell these mods for platinum as well. So if you're struggling to sell things for platinum, say you get the mod known as Heavy Caliber, which is another great mod that you guys should be looking for here. That's going to basically increase your damage the same amount as Serration will, but it'll give you a minus to accuracy, which doesn't really matter whenever you're using fast-firing weapons like the Soma, right? So what you should be doing at this point is keep on doing your, keep on leveling up your mastery rank. So just keep on building weapons, keep on getting them level 30, sell them if you think they're crap, keep them if you think they're good, and, you know, that should be that. Keep on leveling up Warframes, build additional Warframes if you can. Keep on doing spy missions and getting those dual stat elemental mods and sell those for platinum. And you can also do this here and get these corrupted mods and sell them for platinum as well. So mods that will sell are Fleeing Expertise, Narrowminded, Overextended, Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, Heavy Caliber. All those mods will sell for a very decent amount of platinum. You can probably sell them for like 15 platinum at an unranked level. Leveling the mod up doesn't necessarily always increase the value of the mod unless it's max rank. That way you can sell those for like 300 platinum a time. But, you know, you just want to be... Okay, there's the thing. Let's go ahead and scan that. But you basically just want to keep on no-lifing this mission. Just keep on doing that and then get all those really insane mods. And then what you want to be doing is you want to be taking a look at like your favorite YouTubers' Warframe builds, you know. Obviously some YouTubers will have better builds than others. I try to make sure that I always have the best builds on my channel. I do have a thing up and coming for that, but all those guides will be posted after the beginner guide series is completed, you know. So basically, once we've done all this here and everyone gets to the exit, we will get a corrupted mod and we're going to be able to look at that. So let's see what we got. Are we going to be lucky or very unlucky? We got Vicious Spread, which is an okay mod. It increases the damage on shotguns, but it also increases the spread, so it's kind of hit or miss. So, one positive stat, one negative stat. It's not that great of a mod. It's okay, like I said. But you just want to keep on replaying this mission over and over and over again until you get the mods that you need. So mods being Narrow-Minded. I've already said all of it, you know what I mean? So that is basically a quick rundown of the corrupted vaults. Now, other things that you guys have to do is, you know, defeating Sargus Rook. I haven't done that with you guys yet. Open 3 Meso Void Relics. That's pretty simple. We've done that before, except we did it on Lift Relics. So you just come up here and you choose the Meso and you run that, you know, 3 or 4 times, whatever it asks you to do. I just read it out, basically, and I forgot it in that amount of time. So it says open 3 Meso Void Relics. You just want to do that there. Go Meso and then play 3 of those. You should have those Meso Void Relics, implying you've been playing those spy missions. So very simplistic. You've done that before. They'll just be higher level enemies. And then craft your derelict key. We just went through that there. Craft a weapon requiring master rank 1 or higher. We've already done that. Defeat Sargus Rook on Tethys. So that's what we're going to do as the final part of this video, and then we'll be able to jump on and yeah, go on to Uranus, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that there. I'm going to ask the guys in the squad, you guys want to help me kill Sargus Rook? Question mark. Yeah, so Sargus Rook is a extremely easy kill as well. I can also give you guys like a short sort of run through of what your final Taunt Core build is going to look like here as well. So if we go ahead, jump onto the Taunt Core, let's go here, make it match our frame, obviously, and then we'll also show you the Sonic Core. Sonic Core, get that, show you guys this. So this is a Grenier sort of radiation Taunt Core build, so you want to be modding for crit, heavy caliber, serration, Point Strike, Vital Sense, Split Chamber. That's a mod that you guys haven't got yet because you get those in Dark Sector missions, which I'm yet to go through. You guys can do those there for pretty decent mods. Obviously, you have your Stormbringer and Hellfire to make your radiation damage. For Grenier factions, you can go Corrosive if you like. And then I have Prime Fast Hands on here. for the faster reload, because that actually increases your DPS. So yeah, you guys can swap that out for another damage mod if you don't actually have that. Hells yeah, okay, oh yeah, any frame should be Excalibur Prime Cap. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead and, oh, I forgot to show the Sonic Core build. Derp Flynn, 1 derp per video, guys. Let's go ahead and check this out. So this is another radiation taunt core build, or not taunt core, Sonic Core build. It's basically just base damage, Hornet Strike, Barrel Fusion, Lethal Torrent, which you get from Nightmare missions, which I should show you guys. The most common one being on Jupiter. We'll talk about that. I guess I can talk about it now. So whenever you complete like every single node on a planet, for example Jupiter, I find is the easiest. Once you complete every single node on that planet, what you're going to do is you're actually going to unlock Nightmare missions. So if you go over here, you can see this one is actually in red, right? So this is the Nightmare mission, you do this here, and then, you know, you're going to get a Nightmare mod at the end. But we're not going to go too in-depth with that right now, because in my opinion, you're not really ready for it at this point, because those sort of like modifiers that you get in those missions, you know, they can really mess you up. Like I have one here for you know, sargus, but we're not going to do that. Well, okay, we could do it. Yeah, let's do the Nightmare. YOLO. Let's do the Nightmare. Hopefully that doesn't change it. Assassination, death detonation mode, low gravity mode. So it'll show you the multiplier. So this one we have to complete it within a certain amount of time, and we got you know, low gravity. We got to put up with that as well. So let's go ahead, kill sargus. This is going to be kind of hard to explain, since we're doing it Nightmare as well. So yeah, the enemy levels I think go up. I'm not too sure, but you know, hopefully we don't get. Oh shit! I didn't take off my bleeding keys. This is gonna be even more interesting. Make sure, guys, if you don't actually use up your key in the orokin derelict mission, that you take it off, because that effect will stay with you in other missions as well. So I actually have the bleeding key on, and I feel like the game's kind of taunting me at this minute. It just says Undying Will. So hopefully we don't die. Maybe I'm going to be going down a lot. Who knows? But, yeah. So make sure to take your dragon key off, because that effect will stay with you. So I feel sorry if the guy who had the hobble key in our team didn't actually take his off, because I forgot to take mine off because I was explaining stuff. But that's for the greater good. That's for you guys to not make the same mistake. So, you know, I'm kind of hurting myself for your guys' benefit here, even though I'm pretty pro and I shouldn't really die. I say that and I'm probably going to die in like a second or two now, but, you know, you guys know how it goes. We got this, but, you know, make sure the blue these. Oh, I suck. There we go. So, yeah. Sargus Ruck. This guy shoots fire everywhere. I'm going to slow him. Basically what's going to happen is after he uses like particular abilities, he's going to open up a weak point. So the first weak point is on his right hand shoulder, this big thing here, which my Rhino is currently hitting away at. So what's going to happen, once he starts attacking enough, his arm is going to open up, and we're going to be able to lay into that, and that's going to deal damage to him. Like you can't just shoot him to deal damage, because it's not going to deal anything. You see, these guys are hitting him, it's not dealing any damage. They're using their cleaving whirlwind and all that good stuff. I'm actually dying right now, derp. But you know, you just gotta wait for that to open. It's probably gonna go a lot slower because I use Nova M Prime on him. But once it does open, just shoot it, and you should be fine. I'm gonna keep my M Prime up to keep all the enemies CC'd. Hopefully that's a ranged Rhino, so whenever he stumps, all the enemies go into the air. But this might take a long time. So, there we go. So you want to shoot that there, and it's going to close every so often, so you might be here for a little while. But I'm obviously going to show the entire fight. But once it opens, just shoot it, and then it'll move on to his next part, which is going to be his torso. So you're going to shoot that, and then the final part is his back, so you have to get behind him and shoot him there. If you have the taunt core, it shouldn't be too hard, especially if you're playing this on normal. You should more or less be able to like one-shot each sort of area off him. So he just did his next ability, and it opens up his torso. Be able to land that now. Because we already destroyed his arm, so his arm's gone. Just shoot at him. His arm's been blown up, and then we have to focus on his torso. Make sure to kill any like nuisance enemies which are around you with the taunt core. Team's saying that you look so broken. Do your thing. I wish he'd hurry up though. It's such a easy boss fight, but it's such a slow boss fight too. So he's using his thing. We're able to hit him there. I might die here because I'm on fire. Let's move out of the fire whenever he does that. Probably gonna die. Why not? Okay, I think he's dead. Teammates got the killing blow on him. Just shot him again. But yeah, that's pretty much that. This is also how you farm orokin cells as well. So if you guys need to get orokin cells, you can get them off him here. And yeah, so we're gonna get a ember part, a part for the Warframe known as Ember. We're gonna get a nightmare mod. We're gonna also get, there's an iodine star. Let's go ahead and pick that up. It's not really that important, but still. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the nightmare mission. That's Sargus Rock. It's all that good stuff. So we explained nightmare missions. We explained corrupted missions. We explained how to do that. So you see we got armored agility here, which is pretty good mod. 2.5 sprint speed and more armor. Pretty good, especially in frames like Loki or Uranus or something. So yeah, that's a very quick fire episode of Beginner's Guide, guys, because I covered a lot in that video. Like, I don't think you guys understand how much I sort of covered in that, because nightmare mods are extremely important. Corrupted mods are extremely important. Orokin cells are pretty important, but you can farm those in other ways. Just Sargus Rock is a pretty, easy way to farm. A very efficient way to farm, because you get the Ember part on top of that, which you can then sell for credits as well. So you're kind of doing two things at once there. You're farming credits, and you're getting the orokin cells, and you're getting possibly a nightmare mod if you're running it with 4 people and you're playing the nightmare missions. But basically, let's do like a quick run through of everything again. So to get into the corrupted vault, you get your orokin derelict exterminate key, you build a dragon key of each type, you equip 1, you get a party of 3. You run the mission, you find the vault, you open the vault, take the little glowy thing depending on who opens it, run to the exit, you get your corrupted mod, rinse and repeat. To get a nightmare mission, you complete every single node on the particular planet, and then you do that nightmare mission. At the end of that mission, you will get your nightmare mod, and then just to farm orokin cells, keep on running Sargus Rock over and over and over again. Get your ember parts, sell those for credits. You're basically making a stockpile of credits while farming your orokin cells. And then, doing your thing to progress. So, next episode, we're going to be playing a quest known as Nata. We're going to be doing all the Neptune junction things. We're going to be doing the Nata quests. We're going to defeat Tau Regor. We're going to complete any 5 missions on Uranus using only a melee weapon. And we're going to open free caches in any sabotage mission on Uranus. So, yeah, we're getting to the good stuff now. This is like one of my favorite planets in the game, kind of, because it looks really cool and stuff. So, thank you guys for watching this episode of Beginner's Guide 2.5. If you enjoyed it, leave a like in the video. Leave a comment, tell me why you liked it or disliked it if you didn't like it. Leave a subscribe for more Warframe videos, and also click that little bell thing, because, you get a phone notification whenever I upload. Not like you really need to, be getting phone notifications whenever I upload and talk into a microphone, but still. Do that there if you like listening to my voice and playing Warframe. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.